Welcome to this session on the value proposition. We will take you through a series of exercises that walk you through how to think about your business idea and how to articulate it to others. The value proposition is a succinct statement that explains how your business makes money. Developing a value proposition takes you through the process of formulating your business idea, identifying customers, and creating value. When you've finished writing your value proposition, you can use it to communicate your business idea to potential customers, partners, employees, and investors. Here's an example of a value proposition for a product called Spanx. Spanx makes you look smooth and feel confident by providing an undergarment that gets rid of the lines that other undergarments leave behind. The 4 steps to creating your value proposition statement are identifying a problem, identifying a customer or set of customers, selecting a solution, and estimating how much value your solution produces. This lesson includes a value proposition worksheet to help you organize your work. Please save a copy of the worksheet to your computer. You'll have an opportunity to fill out each square of the worksheet throughout the video. Let's start with the problem. It's best to focus on a problem that you really care about. This can come from a micro perspective, that is, from your own personal experience, or a macro perspective, from something going on out in the wider world. An example of a problem using the micro perspective is Spanx. Founder Sarah Blakely was solving a problem she herself had of white dress pants not looking smooth. She created a prototype by cutting the feet off her pantyhose, and voila, a whole category of clothing called shapewear was born. Tesla starts from the opposite end of the spectrum, the macro perspective. The founders of Tesla wanted to help address global warming. It doesn't get much more macro than that. They researched the problem and found that transportation accounts for the biggest share of greenhouse gases and that personal vehicles are the biggest share of that. They calculated that producing electric cars would do the most to move the needle on global warming, even after factoring in the emissions created by building the cars. Thinking about your problem, is it a macro problem or a micro problem? Make a note of it on your worksheet in Square 1. Here's a problem statement for Spanx. Notice that it doesn't just describe a problem, it explains why it's a problem. What problem are you solving? Try to formulate this into a simple statement, a single sentence if possible. Write down your draft in Square 1 of your worksheet. Now that you've identified a problem that you care about, think about the type of people who would be interested in supporting your company financially. Notice that this isn't necessarily a customer in the usual sense. For example, for Tesla, the state of California provided a lot of incentives to buy electric cars, including carpool lane access, rebates, and more. Even now, carbon credits are still a big source of revenue for Tesla. So make as big a list as you can think of. Your initial guesses about who might pay and how much will be tested in the customer validation process. Customer validation is covered in a separate module on our platform. Through this iterative process, you will settle on your first customer. By choosing one customer, or 2 if you have a multi-sided platform, you will tell a more compelling and convincing story. Also, those first customers will help you design your product. It can be helpful to create a customer persona and a customer narrative, which includes the customer's backstory, problem, and relationship to your product. Describe your customer in one sentence. Just give one specific characteristic that makes this person someone who shares the problem you're solving. Make a list of potential customers. Be as specific as you can. Write this list in Square 2 of your worksheet. How will you solve the problem for your first customers? This will be your product or service. Don't worry about coming up with all the details of your solution. Through the iterative process of learning about your customer, problem, and solution, You'll home in on a solution over the course of several iterations. Here's a sample solution statement. Notice that it's specific about what the product would be used for. What solution are you delivering, and who benefits from the product or service you deliver? Write these down in square 3 of your worksheet. A key question for your business is, who will pay for the value you create? Your product or service will benefit someone, but that customer isn't always the one who pays. Take Google or Facebook, for example. Who pays and what they pay for is the crux of the business model. Who can pay? There might be a list of customer types, in which case the question would be, is there a customer who might pay more? Write your list in square 3 of your worksheet. To figure out how valuable your solution is, and thus how much money you might make, it's important to understand how the problem is being solved currently. It's tempting to say that there are no solutions, but this is almost never true. To put it another way, there is a do-nothing option now. Identify what that is. In the case of Spanx, women choose to wear something else that doesn't show lines. That's the current solution. What do you know about how your problem is currently being solved? Describe the situation without your solution. Write your answer in square 4 of the worksheet. If you describe a bad current solution, your solution will look good by comparison. So take the time to figure out that current solution. These comparisons give a sense for the market opportunity. And remember that saving your customer money is also a way to create value. How much money or trouble would your solution save people? What does your solution allow people to do? Write your answer in square 5 of your worksheet. Now you can finish up by composing your value proposition sentence in square 6 of your worksheet. You can use the sample structure provided in the worksheet, or you can modify it to better suit the specifics of your business. After that, submit your final worksheet for review and feedback.